Hey guys, and what is up? It's your boy Crashtice here, bringing you another game review. On my last 3 game reviews, I reviewed Disney Pixar Cars games, so in this review, I'll be reviewing the Nintendo DS version of Cars Motor National Championship. Now, I don't actually own a physical copy of this game, so I used an emulator on my tablet to play the game. So that means the gameplay footage in this review won't be completely shit, as I didn't record it by sticking my phone camera in front of a screen. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump right into the review, shall we? The story of Cars Motor National Championship on the DS is the same as the GBA version, which I reviewed months ago, but just to recap, Radiator Springs is hosting an international racing event, and race cars from all over the world travel to Radiator Springs to take part in races. And also, a new racing stadium is being built in the town of Radiator Springs. Cars Motor National Championship on the DS is a basic third-person racing game where you race against 3 opponents in races taking place throughout the town of Radiator Springs. Cars Motor National Championship on the DS was developed by the same people that developed the handheld versions of Cars Race-O-Rama, so Motor National Championship on the DS shares some similarities to the later released Race-O-Rama on the DS and PSP. Cars Motor National Championship on the DS controls nearly the same as Race-O-Rama DS and PSP, though filling up the boost meter takes literally seconds, and the drifting is pretty crap. Maintaining the drift can be a pain, and you'll find yourself sliding across the place. In this story mode you need to earn stars by winning races, which will unlock more races as well as races against one of the international race cars. Although these races are no different to the regular races, there are a total of 17 races spanning across the game's 17 tracks. Wait, no, 14 tracks. Throughout each of the tracks in the story mode, there is a hidden golden wheel that unlocks a new car after obtaining it. To get the golden wheel in a race, you'll need to find an alternate path, which isn't very hard as almost every track only has one alternate path. When you take an alternate path that leads to a golden wheel, you'll enter a sort of minigame where you'll have to jump over and avoid obstacles to keep up your speed and not slow down. And you get the golden wheel of the track once you've made it past the minigame. Aside from the story mode, there is also the challenge mode where you can replay any unlocked track in trophy hunt, beat the clock, and elimination modes. The design of the tracks themselves feel rather basic. For the most part they feel bland when you're racing on them, and it doesn't help that in most of the tracks there's only one alternate path, compared to the tracks of Cars Race-O-Rama on the DS and PSP. As I've previously mentioned, the drifting in this game is pretty crap. Drifting doesn't feel good at all. It's a pain trying to maintain your drift, and it's likely that you'll find yourself spinning out of control while performing a drift. And much like Cars Race-O-Rama DS and PSP, the game starts to feel repetitive after a while. The game looks rather basic for a 3D game on the DS, and you'll see quite a bit of popping ahead of you as the landscape pops in. The music, much like the Game Boy Advance version, is just meh. It just sounds like generic licensed movie game music, and it doesn't get you in the mood to race. The game also has multiplayer, which I can't try out, as I'm using an emulator to play this game because I don't own a legitimate copy. And I'm glad I don't because this game is pretty crap. Anyway, on to the conclusion. In conclusion, Cars Motor National Championship on the DS is just meh. It just feels really basic, and its half-assed drifting controls just bog it down even more. And it doesn't look or sound that good either, with the sight of landscape popping in ahead of you as you're racing, and a generic sounding soundtrack. Though luckily, its DS and PSP sequels would go on to improve upon the foundations that Cars Motor National Championship lays. And also in conclusion, THQ should have also gotten Locomotive Games to develop the... Oh wait, no, this game did come out on the PSP. So, those were my thoughts on Cars Motor National Championship on the DS. Not a very good game, I didn't really enjoy it. The drifting was probably my biggest problem with the game, so yeah. Now, I'm gonna stop making reviews on Disney Pixar Cars games before making these reviews drives me to insanity. So yeah, thanks for watching this review, and I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, thanks for watching. Peace out guys.